the statement of Mr. Peter Obi and Payo Adebanjo by saying that, that statement is treasonable because it is an act by them to intimidate or cause an action to overthrow a city president as enshrined in Section 37(1) of the Criminal Code Act. That anyone who levies war against the state in order to intimidate or overthrow the president or governor of a state is guilty of treason.
Morning and welcome to Politics on the Wheel with Jay. On matter rising this morning on Elite TV. There has been this fashioned leader of Labour Party, which we all know, Mr. Apapa, and we knew how he was thrown out of the court with a numerous kind of his allegation against His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi and Labour Party and the chairman Aberu. Now, the spokesperson of that group was on interactive section on Arise TV, and because of the tweets that Mr. Peter Obi made during the Salah break, where the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was seen with a long convoy, which raised a lot of uproar on different political gatherings and, social media, people reacting that, you calling on people to cut costs, sacrifice for Nigeria to move forward, but you are having a very long queue of convoy. And Mr. Peter Obi, referred to Mr. President, in his tweets, where he said, Mr. President, and that cutting costs should start from we the leaders. And he eventually went ahead to delete the post and came out with another version where, he emphatically removed that Mr. President out of it. And people begin to react. And then the spokesperson of the Labour Party, the fashioned group, came up to say DSS should go ahead and arrest Peter Obi for deleting his post. Funny, right? Watch and see.
Section 40 to 43 of the Criminal Code Act also state the instances why a person is deemed guilty of committing a treason and punishment prescribed for this offense is life imprisonment. For the two of them, they must be very careful because they are using the name of Labour Party to Nigeria and to the whole world to think, we are planning, to make Nigeria ungovernable. Number one, Adebanjo is a factional leader of Afenifere, while Mr. Peter Obi is just a nominal presidential candidate of our party. He did not have the authority of the party to begin to undermine the status of Mr. President. Yes, it's in the tribunal. I think he should wait for the decision of the tribunal. Because when you approbate and reprobate, he never can say what will be the decision of the tribunal. Will it be at that time, he will not be preaching peace to who? Nobody will listen to him. He has no right because the president has been sworn in by the Chief Justice of Nigeria in line with constitutional provision. So when you now say you don't accept someone as a president, he might need to relocate out of Nigeria rather than for him to be undermining the constitution of Nigeria. And I also want to put it on record that before the last administration, most of this action have been taking place and nothing was done. I want to put the National Security Advisor on alert, the Inspector General of Police on alert, and the Director General of DSS. Labour Party had decided that these two people needed to be cautioned. They must invite them for interrogation. If they don't, we will go to court. Federal Court has jurisdiction to hear mandamus. We will go to court to get the mandamus against the National Security Advisor, against the DSS, and against the regional police, because it is not a good thing for you to just be planning to make Nigeria ungovernable. You can't be inciting Nigerians against a city president. The President Bola Tinubu has been sworn in as the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria. We all need to respect that, rather than for us now to be making, comments that are inimical to the progress of our dear country. We have no country to go. People like us don't have anywhere to run to. People like them might have, one or two countries to run to. Should there be war in Nigeria? We don't pray for such. Let us maintain decorum. Let us maintain peace. They are before the Legislative Tribunal, and they must give them the room to make their decision. Once they are not contented, you have a right to ventilate your anger and move upstairs to Supreme Court. And what
funny of him for him to say that Mr. Peter Obi's tweet, because of his tweet, him deleting his tweet, where he never insulted the president or even said anything treasonable. Even if he insulted the president, I'm not in support of insulting leaders or insulting people, but even if he insulted the president, it's not enough for any security organization or whatsoever to make an arrest to anybody for airing out his personal views. But this is Nigeria, where anybody who is not in support, and now he even said he was going to go for to Federal High Court in order to get an injunction to get Peter Obi arrested. Is this not funny? Anyway, that's by the way. The president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, made a bold tackling while, addressing Ecowas leaders and the press after he was appointed or nominated or whatsoever as the chairman of Ecowas. And in a speech, he said that the Ecowas leaders will no longer tolerate any military coup. Are you kidding me? All right, fine. It is good that we upheld democratic processes and we abide by democracy. But the question is this: there is something called a civilian coup and there is something called a military coup. What we witnessed in Nigeria on the 25th of February 2023 was nothing but just a civilian coup. A situation whereby some people could make some statement and go scot-free, even with the escort of the security personnel, where they're threatening people from voting. And we saw how the election was marred with a lot of thuggery, votes, voters intimidation, and all manner of violence. And at the end of the day, a different person was declared the winner by the Independent National Electoral Commission, knowing fully well that this person did not fulfill the constitutional requirement to be declared as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And how do you juxtapose that to what you are saying now, that you came in through a democratic process and therefore the military guys should stay away? I'm not in support of military coup, neither am I in support of any military regime. But let's be logical. If you are to come out to criticize, then you should come out with a clean hands. This is my take today on Matter Horizon on LA TV. For those who have not subscribed, please do it to subscribe to this channel and see you in our next video.